Hey, what's up, everybody? Jasper Gonzo here. Another What's Next. Happy Monday. Happy Valentine's Day to the ones you love. Well, coming off this Super Bowl weekend, especially last night's game, which was a great game, 23-20, the LA Rams winning their second championship in franchise history against these young studs, and hopefully we'll see them back, these Cincinnati Bengals. But with that going on, and of course, people tuning in to the commercials that were going at $7 million a pop, and also that wonderful halftime show with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, and a surprise by 50 Cent. And of course, one Eminem who decided to take a knee, because of the cause and because he's an ass. But with all that going on, oh, I'm sorry. And Mary J. Blige was there as well. But with all that going on, something else was going on also. And of course, this went totally under the media wire, except for a few outside of conservative outlets. But let's take a look. This comes out of Town Hall. As the Super Bowl kicked off, Canadian police cleared freedom protesters from the Ambassador Bridge. The police warned them over the weekend that they would be cleared out. They never came. They handed out leaflets noting that at midnight on February 12th, they were moving in. The protesters were defiant and stayed. Nothing came of it. The Freedom Convoy in Canada speaks for everyone who's sick of the authoritarian government regime that has been established over the COOF. Thank you to one douchebag Trudeau. The virus had a 99% survival rate. We have therapeutics. We have vaccines. COVID isn't going away. It's endemic. It's time to start treating it like the flu in the cold season, and the vaccine mandates, torch the mask mandates, reopen the country. The convoy has shacked up in the capital of Ottawa, and they're not leaving. They took over the Ambassador Bridge that leads into Michigan. They want to return to normalcy. It inspired American truckers to launch their own convoy, which started in LA, and it's supposedly making its way to DC by the time Joe Dementia actually wakes up and says, oh, it's time for the State of the Union. As the Super Bowl was being played, the police did move in and cleared out the bridge, arresting 24 people. This at Associated Press. The busiest U.S.-Canada border crossing has reopened after protests against the COOF. Restrictions closed it for almost a week, the owner of the Ambassador Bridge announced. Police in military gear, this also comes out of Disclosed TV, moved in to remove the protesters blocking the U.S.-Canadian border crossing at the Ambassador Bridge. Canadian law enforcement officials said Sunday that they had reopened a major international bridge that protesters had been blockading for almost a week, raising hopes for the industries. The arrest had slowed to a near standstill. As they announced the Ambassador Bridge, which ties Windsor, Ontario to Detroit, which is about 25% of all trade regarding trucking going from the U.S. to Canada and, of course, back to the U.S., having reclaimed over a series of arrests in the morning, some hailed it as a victory for the government shaken by intransigence of anti-vaccine mandate protests that have mushroomed since they began. But in Canada's capital, Ottawa, hundreds of truckers were entering their third week of occupation in the area around Parliament Hill, where they appear to be emboldened by the growing sense of impunity. Late Sunday, Mayor of Ottawa, Jim Watson, revealed back-channel negotiations were underway with truckers' leadership to remove the convoy from residential neighborhoods, among other measures. The mayor's office released an email letter dating Saturday from one of the protest leaders, Tamara Lich, which she said, quote, "We will be working hard over the next 24 hours to get buy-in from the truckers." These people are not Nazis. The liberal media has painted them as such. Shocker. The independent journalists spoke to a band of patriots, found out that A, they're not crazy. B, they're all from all walks of life. C, their aims are not insane. They're not some right-wing plot. It's a return to rational government policy that is grossly overreached for a virus that really isn't that big of a deal anymore. My thoughts. Funny how no one's reporting this. Everybody's talking about the Super Bowl, and I understand. But when you have a situation like this that goes under the media. That goes under the watch of the media, shall I say. It's not surprising. It's not. They're going to be conservative outlets, such as Shapiro and, of course, Town Hall and, the Federalist and others are going to cover it. Even Tucker will probably mention it probably tonight on his program. But when you have this nonsense, when you have police actually being sent in, you have military sent in for a bunch of people who just want regular life to go back to being regular life and not being slammed over the head with draconian bullshit, you treat them like thugs. You treat them like terrorists. But then again, that's what the liberal news media has painted them as such. One, I tip my hat to them, who stood their ground, who didn't move. And sadly, I'm sure there are going to be a bunch of bullshit charges trumped up on these innocent men and women who just want to, at the end of the day, who just want to support their families as best they can. And also, there is a little douchebag Prime Minister Trudeau who's probably waving his pom-poms right now and saying how great this was. With that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.